Got to get the wheel started. Wheel doesn't look like it wants to work. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. Find ourselves sat inside a Lamborghini at the Tokyo 600. This is the LP610-4. Is it the LP610-4? It's the LP610-4. Can't get the numbers right. However, I believe we might have done this one before, but it's worth revisiting because the next video has got a slight twist. Now, this one is clearly for any driver that's less than level 50, and it's going to prove to be a capable car. One can assure you. Let's go take a look at the setup. Stumbling over my words. So, sports hard tyres coming in at 599.93 pp with 601 horsepower. That's pretty impressive. It's a four-wheel drive car, so should be fairly handy. Normal suspension, fully customizable differential gear, everything standard. We're going to probably revert to the 50-50 setup on the wheels. Downforce is nothing on the front, just the 60, or everything on the rear. Normal ECU, 10 kilograms of ballast pushed all the way to the front. Power restrictor at 100, so there's no actual power taken out of the engine. Transmission is fully customizable manual set to 340. We've got the only extra is racing slotted brakes and racing brake pads. We've got the brake controller on, which we might push to the front just a little bit, increase body rigidity. Let's go down to the auto shop. In GT Auto for the wheels, what are we currently on? What's fitted? It looks like the standard wheels are fitted. If that's the case, they are the standard wheels. So the standard wheels, I believe we're on the 20-inch. Possibly with, yeah, they're standard. Everything's standard on the 20-inch. Nothing different. So on the custom parts on the front, it's type A. On the side, type A. Nothing on the rear because there isn't anything available. And the rear wing, of course, is going to be the high type 20M plates. Racing items, there's no roll cage to fit. And in other, there's no front grille changes, so we're not going to change much. So if you don't know about this circuit, this is the grind circuit, the one where we try and earn all the credits. It's the Tokyo Expressway east clockwise. We're going to do 12 laps and it's going to start out wet. It will get drier as the race goes. We're racing against a full field of likewise similar very fast road cars, some bordering exotics, but you wouldn't say super or hypercar. I don't really class this Hurracan as a supercar. Maybe it is, but it's on the fringe. It's one of the lower end. I would suggest. Settings for the race are going to be assist, traction control 1, default ABS, counter-steer assistance on strong. Roller settings, we're on a Fanatec DD+, GT Extreme wheel, on a force feedback max torque 7, force feedback sensitivity 10. We're ready to get going. Let's do it. There we go. First thing we've got to focus on is fuel. Let's just check brakes. Brakes is at -3 to the front. That will give us a little bit of extra grip as we're going in. It might wear the front tyres a little bit heavier, but here we go. Charging up the outside of the field, hugging the wall, making sure nobody cuts across us, making sure that nobody blocks our run. We're going to now overtake Mr. Beauvoir, Mr. Yamanaka, Mr. Miyazano, Mr. Blazan next on the target list. We're going to try and get up to Suswillow there. Braking just after the 200. Down at third gear. So Swillow gets the inside line on Cookabun. Just cuts him off a little bit there. That's giving him a chance to go for the front. Pushing past Fraga. We're going to hoon down here. Just tap the brakes just to hold the slide. These sports hards really haven't got the massive grip that we want. But they're going to have longevity. So dive down here, down to third gear. If we can follow Mr. Cookabun through. No. Want Mr. Fraga to come across. We also aren't really worried about putting fastest laps in at this stage. We just want to be clean. We want that clean race bonus. What you've got to do is just brake that little bit earlier to get the car set up nicely for the corner. Get the car weight positioned correctly. You need to be able to get the car ready to accelerate out the corner. Part of the subtle changes from update 1.50, 1.49, 1.50. Going to brake on the 175. Goes right up on the back of Cookabun. Hoping that the four-wheel drive will give us the acceleration that we want out of the corner. Try and stay with Cookabun. He's extremely quick in the acceleration phase. We're 4 seconds behind the leaders. Chasing down Hizal now. Trying to use the draft off Hizal. We're into 7th gear already. 220.202 for the first lap. It's fairly quick. So aiming for 200 mile an hour, which it looks like we could possibly get before the braking zone. We do on the 200, and we go purple. That's always going to piece though on the second lap, isn't it? Everybody's going to go purple. As the first lap, the out lap is really quite slow in comparison. Gallo's 2:16 is purely because he went across the line as the first car. And we're in third place here now, chasing Gallo and Siswillow. Gallo is destined to pit on lap 5. It looks like we have the fuel to get all the way to 6, which stops us having to do a 2-stop. A 1-stop is really where we want to be. On the brakes, tap it in. And then into this corner again. So 2 seconds behind the lead pair. I'm hoping we're going to be able to put some distance between them, but they're definitely seeming to get faster. I've had a couple of people report to me that their AI are putting in some devilishly fast laps. Expecting to see 208s out of these boys. Done a slingshot past Suswillow. Are we at an opportune point to be able to get into Gallo's slipstream and take him by the first corner? Don't know. There's a 208.072. Gives us the fastest lap of the race. That really is quite quick. Is this a 207 car? Well, you'd kind of expect it. Don't know if it's a 206 car, but we'll have to see. 200 mile an hour, do we think? Yes, there's 200. Gallo just pulls up in front of us. Is that the end of the clean race bonus? We won't know till the end. The AI still do it, you know. They check brake on the apex just to force you to slow up that little bit. It really is quite annoying. It's one of the annoying things they do on difficulty hard. At least they drive a decent race though, overall. So we're cutting through here. into the purple still, and Mr. Gallo he's got the power down fairly well. We're going to have to brake on approximately the 200 purely because we got the slipstream. Big drift there in the four-wheel drive Lambo. Tyres taking it like a champ though. Back into the slipstream. Are we slow? Are we fast? And I've just heard my next door neighbour's McLaren go past. Lucky man. It sounds rude, it really does. Beautiful. A 208 400, so we were held up by Mr. Gallo at some point there, but we're on lap 4, we're now in the lead. And we're anticipating just extending the lead now. Didn't see the little timer, didn't see what we got, whether we were purple then or not. We are going to push on. I hope I've mentioned update 1.49, 1.50. Part of the process now is to get the car set up going into the corner. You've got to brake earlier. You've got to try and push the car to accelerate earlier out the corner to be able to try and gain the maximum speed down the straight. Braking early is far more effective than slamming the anchors on and missing the apex. It's very much more subtle in terms of what you have to do to be quick. I haven't mastered it yet, but we're certainly on the way to finding out how to master it. Some of the time trials that are going on a minute are exceptionally difficult, and we've already seen the heads up of tomorrow's new time trial, the Group 2 at Suzuka. So as we come in here, 175 on the brakes. Mr. Gallo is tight with us. We had a short shift there. We're 2/3 of a second down. We didn't have the opportunity to slipstream anybody, did we? .2 seconds ahead. We're gaining. Fuel is good, 2.2, so 2 laps. But Gallo seems to be chasing after us, 1.7 seconds. Are we going to be purple as we hit the brakes on the 200? No, we're red. Tyre wear is exceptionally good, so the only reason we're going slower is because we're being more cautious. So let's see if we can put some effort in and improve the time. We've just gone 1/4 of a second up. So almost half a second. See if we don't try and lose that coming through here. Power down. See if we can dip into the 207s. That would differentiate this car from many others. Really getting down into first gear early. Try and get the car turned. Still 0.2 of a second up. That'll dip us into the 207s. Gallo is 5.6 seconds back. He is going to be going to the pits. At 1.3 laps remaining as we come through the line. A 2:07.843 concretes us into first place with the fastest lap. Gallo goes to the pit on 34% of fuel. That's interesting. We've got 18, but he's on the soft tyres, so his tyres are going to be needed to be replaced more regularly. That's why he's in the pit. So we didn't touch the 200 that time, but we went purple again. We're very slow round this corner in third gear. Gallo takes up to 98% fuel, so we were slow round there. 17 seconds ahead of Suswillow. So Gallo's dropped down at 8th place. Suswillow now picks up the chase for us. Hurracan in third. We really didn't struggle for grip. We didn't get the car down into third gear. As we come through 1.6 seconds. "18 seconds in the lead." We're going to the pits this time, so there's no records to be set. And in we go, lap 6, 0.4 laps remaining. Tyres look to be good, so we're going to maintain those tyres. We're not going to chain them. We're 20 seconds in the lead. Not changing tyres, but we're taking the fuel. We'll have a drink. We're in the same colour car as Mr. Hayward, our teammate for today. He's just dropped down out of 8th place into 9th. Mr. Gallo's just gone past him. Here we go. Going to take 6 laps of fuel. There we go. 6.2. We're in 3rd place. Mr. Hazal's gone past, so we're 9 seconds back from the leader. Mr. Grady goes in. Fraga 8 seconds behind us and catching. These guys are going to pit somewhere between 7, 8 and 9. And we're going to keep pushing, so heavier fuel. We've got worn tyres now. We have plenty of time. We've got to take in new ones. We could also consider, if we wanted to adjust the setup, we could reduce a bit of power because we've got plenty and take the medium tyres. That'd give us more grip. I'm just not sure if the car would benefit. I mean, you can play with it as much as you like. If you're going to do multiple circuits here, if you're going to do multiple grinds, you can take the setup that you know is 100% good to win the race and you can modify it to your own choice. Then you can do the battling about with the suspension setup, and although you can't change a lot because it's the normal, but you could probably chuck away a little bit of power again and put the adjustable height suspension or the full racing at probably about 30 pp, so you'd lose something like 40-50 horsepower, but you could probably make that car a little bit more controllable, a little bit more fun to drive. You still know it's going to be a winner, so play with it as you see fit. Where are Suswillow and Hurracan going? Are they into the pits? It looks like they are, yes. Now we're going to rattle on. So on to lap 8. We're back onto the flyers now. If we can get into the 208s, the 207s, that'll keep us back on pace. The whole chasing pack has gone to the pit, except for Mr. Gallo, who is now just under, well, he's 9 seconds behind. Keep charging. Get the car into the corner, hold the brake just a tiny bit. You can see I'm just sort of tapping the brake and just having that little bit in. I can't look down fast enough and see just how much input I'm giving it. At certain points we give it lots, and then a teeny bit in the essence of trail braking. And again, that's probably somewhere where I need to improve. I need to give the car the braking when it needs it. Probably do need to do a little bit less tail braking. Probably slowing the car down too much using the trail braking. If we got the car into the corner at the right speed, we might be able to accelerate that a little bit faster, but that's all what I'm trying to learn, trying to teach myself. We did alright at the league race last night by getting ourselves a second place, which was pretty hefty. We did okay. No real dramas, no offs, no massive mistakes. We didn't make any tyre choice issues. So on to lap 9. Where are we going to be? 206, 207, 208. Here we go, 208.5. That's not bad. Keeps us up there with the pace. $10 ahead of Gallo. He's going to be going to the pits, I would suggest, fairly soon. Maybe the next lap then. Going to go on lap 10. We're trying to chase down Mr. Gentry. That is actually our focus now. We can catch Gentry and then Konomos. This will certainly indicate how quick of a car it is. It's a comfortable win if that's the case. on 7.5. That's going to be the end of lap 9 that Gallo's going to pit. 13 seconds back. Gentry's just getting to the end of the finish straight now. He's just approaching that corner. He's on the brakes. We're pushing on. 180 mile an hour to go through the banner. That's a 209.5. That's not the fastest of laps we've done, but that's probably indicative of the tyre degradation. They're down to about 40% all round. Gallo goes into the pit, so that's going to relinquish over to Cookabun. Where's Suswillow? He's down in 5th place. We talk about the previous lap being fairly slow. We've just put a purple sector in down the start finish. Gallo's taken 50% of fuel, so he's going to come out 28 seconds back. 29 seconds back. Cookabun overtakes him coming down the straight just as he comes out of the pit, so He's just there, just struggling, kind of. Quarter of a second down. Definitely traction lost due to tyres. Try and just push the car that little bit. Still determined to thrash the back markers. It's the next thing you've got to do, isn't it? .2-second lead over Cookerman. And look at the difference to where Gentry is now. We've almost caught him down the whole straight. .33 seconds ahead of Cookerman. He's not pitting again. He's going all the way to the end. .2095, so pretty much where we were. Gentry now is just going around that corner. We've got one more lap. Do we think we're going to be able to catch him and Economos? We should be able to. He's a good enough car. 200. Purple again. Car in, get it turned. Power. Ooh, really got to get that through the corner. Third gear wasn't enough. We didn't slow down fast enough. Oh, 175, 36 seconds ahead. Is there anything tucked up our sleeve here? One lap to go. We're not going to be able to take over to anybody else, are we? Certainly not. It'd take us two laps to catch up the next car. Just see him exiting the tunnel there. Another 209. 1.2 seconds slower than our fastest lap. And we hit 200 mile an hour for the final time. We do. And we're well purple. Gentry's now getting the blue flag signalled. We can see the blue flags being waved. We can see the electronic billboards lighting up blue. Will we be able to get Economos as well? Is Gentry catching Economos? Can we make the catch and the pass? Beautifully done, time to perfection. We probably just held back a little bit in the previous corner. Flipped the wall, but we're only just outside the purple time on really worn tyres, so trying to catch Connor Moss, but I don't think we're going to do it. It's a much quicker race by the back marker. Connor Moss is definitely getting the flags now. Charge is on, but I don't think we're going to get there. But let's not let that detract from this quality car, the Lamborghini LP610 4. We're into his draft. It's a 2:07 lap. That was decent to finish the race with. There you have it. The LP610 4. Absolutely stunning victory. A definite one I want in my arsenal of cars to take on this race. A 26:32. They're just slower than some of the cars we've tried. Fastest lap, a 2:07.843 on lap 5. And we did lap up to Mr. Gentry. Clean race bonus? No. That simple little tap at the start took all that away. So difficult to win now. There you have it. 83 miles we did there to try and complete that. 118 miles for the day. Some of that was last night. There you have it, folks. There she is. A great little addition from the Lamborghini stable. And that adds to your Lamborghini cars that can win this race. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care.